All right, so here we are back in beautiful Galveston, Texas. Today is April 29th, 2023. It's approximately 6:30 in the morning. I think they're about to tie us up to the dock. On the way in, we were able to see the Galveston lights for a little bit, just in time. That was exciting. Baby, talk about last night.
We were seeing lightning on the horizon. It was very dark. And then all of a sudden, like the noise increased. We were sitting on the balcony and I said, is it raining? And it was hard to tell because we do kind of have a roof above us, the deck above and the lifeboat. But we thought it was raining. And then all of a sudden, we were going to go back inside and I couldn't get the door open. Back into the cabin, and I said, try to get this door open. Maybe I'm just a weak lady or something. And he had to really pull to get it open. And once we got in the cabin, there was a tilt. It was tilted away from this side, so it was tilted like the balcony was at the highest level and the door to the hallway was at the lowest level. And I said, we're tilted. Am I crazy or are we tilted? He said, yeah, we are.
I said two things could be true at the same time.
And it was like, that was weird. And it was like walking from the bathroom back to this part of the cabin was like going uphill. It was just enough of a tilt to go, what's happening? And I was waiting for it to go back the other way, and it didn't for a while. It was like it was just stuck there. And apparently the wind was blowing so hard straight onto the side of the ship that it listed. It was leaning. So that was crazy.
Yeah, and that went on for a while, and then I guess about 30 minutes the ship was listing to a certain amount of degrees, and what it looked like they decided to do was just turn the ship into that wind. We slowed down, turned the ship into the wind just to reduce the listing, and that took care of it for a while. And then, but it was exciting.
A couple of times you could feel it, and then at one point it was leaning the other way.
Yeah, like a correction.
Yeah, and so like we didn't go outside again because I was scared to open the door to the balcony, but I was peeking through the window and it looked like the horizon was higher than it normally was because this side of the boat was like facing down toward the water, just slightly more. So, and then during the night, it's midnight, getting on to 1 in the morning. We're trying to go to sleep. And there was an announcement from the cabin and then from the cruise director, Lawrence, saying that there was high winds and high waves and there was a list and some movement, and our experienced ship's crew has adjusted or whatever to, hopefully we'll get to Galveston on time, no worries, but that was something.
Yeah, that was exciting stuff. But before that, what did we do last night, baby? We went to dinner, and holy cow, you should have seen this giant ass sushi thing that Amy got. It was like 18 inches long, and it was had like 40 sushi rolls in it, of all different shapes and sizes, and she pounded it all day. It was amazing. I've never seen something like that occur in the natural world. And then mine was all right. It was braised short ribs, and it was pretty good. I want to say that overall, the food was all right. You got different options. Stay away from the steak, right? Unless it's like some steak part, but the regular dining room steak,
It's not good.
it's not good. But that was the only thing I think I had real kind of beef with. Treats were all good, desserts were all good.
Yesterday we wanted to try different things, and so we went to the pasta restaurant for lunch, and we ate some pasta, and then we decided he wants to go downstairs and get barbecue just to taste it. So we got just a little plate of barbecue.
What's that place called? The Pig and the Poke? Or
Guy's Pig and Acre.
Yeah, the pig and anchor or something. Yeah.
And then we went. Then he went. He says, "I want a hamburger." So we went and got a hamburger and French fries. Ate that. So we had 3 lunches yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was all following up a brunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had a brunch. We had lunch 1, lunch 2, lunch 3.
And then dinner, and then, which for me involved quite a bit of sushi. It was pretty good. And then you got a cupcake and a cappuccino.
Then I got a cupcake and a cappuccino. It was all right.
Took it back to the room to eat.
I really had my overall thoughts. I really had a good time on this trip. Very glad that I didn't have the internet package turned on. There's too much internet in my life already. So being able to only use my phone to use the Carnival app on board to look at what's on the menu or different fun facts or whatever about the ship. That was refreshing just to be able to tune out.
Yeah.
You know.
I wanted to look at the radar last night, but there's a Facebook group for this cruise, and I turned on my cellular data now that we're in Galveston this morning and saw some people had posted screenshots of the radar, and it looked pretty. 5 to 7 foot waves, and big storm front looking clouds in the Gulf, yellow and orange and red radar. So it was. Came into quite a front, and it's been very hot. It was 102 when we were in Yucatan, and now it's cold. It's 50, right?
It's like 60 degrees
60,
here in Houston.
but
so
it's like, ooh,
Yeah, up against the water.
Yeah. So
today is, like I said, today's our final day. There's a couple processes to get out. We're going to see if we can follow those processes or manipulate them or skirt them or do something. Either way, they'll eventually get everybody off the ship and eventually get new people on the ship. So we'll get that taken care of. Maybe I'll go get something to eat. I'm not really hungry. I've been eating a lot of food, right? And that's tough. And it's like, it's not bad food, but it's not like home cooked food.
And it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Like if you had to eat at Luby's for a week, you'd be like, hey, I'd like something that I make with my own hands, not something made by Luby's. Right? So that's where I'm at right now.
So overall, this trip has been a success. It's been a lot of fun. We did a lot of fun stuff and enjoyed. We went out last night onto that dark area of the 9th deck in the very front of the ship, where it's so dark you can see stars when there's stars. Last night it was cloudy, and it was somewhat windy, but we could see other ships all around. Lights.
Yeah.
In the Gulf, and so that was kind of cool to see. We couldn't tell, okay, are those 2 lights part of the same ship and it's going this way, or trying to figure all that out. So that was kind of interesting. I enjoyed that.
I think what we'll do is come up with some bullet points and make another bullet point video, highlight what I liked a lot, maybe what would have been cooler, neater, nicer, general vibe of the people on board, because I think that's worthy of some conversation, just all the different faces and different people that you see, and the accommodations and I guess the staff, and then maybe the getting on and getting off thing. So yeah, we'll do another follow-up video, but I had a great time. I would totally do this again. With that being said, I am glad to be back in town. Check on my sweet little daughter. And I'm sure Amy would like to get back and check on her sweet little kitties. They need kitty food.
Sleep in my own bed and get back to the world.
Get back to the world. Check in with our people.
Yeah. And now we have to lug suitcases, so be a little bit of a challenge for me. But luckily we're not parked very far away, so it'll be all right.
We'll be all right. One way or the other, we're getting off this ship.
Signing off.
Bye.